Could we talk for a moment about Me Too? You've rejected the idea that we should always believe the victim in a rape
Well, that's
accusation.
obvious. That's what happened in the lynch cases in the 1950s in the United States. The victim was always believed.
Yes, and I was going to say that's fair enough. But why not accept the situation as being the victim deserves to be treated as if she's telling the truth in our attempts to get at the truth, and in doing that, we do our best not to re-victimize her?
Because that isn't how the adversarial system works, and I don't think
But
that we
why
have
not advocate for that?
Because the adversarial system is a very effective judicial system, and it's certainly the case that among crimes that are falsely reported, rape crimes are at the top of the list. So there is no believing the victim. There's no reason for people to assume that when they enter the criminal justice system that they're going to be treated with kid gloves or treated easily. That isn't how it works.
We also know that we have a major social issue in this country, especially domestic violence is a really big issue. Most police call-outs in this country are to do with what they call domestic harm.
Yes.
It's not an issue that we're going to resolve through the traditional adversarial approach of the courts and having victims understand they're going to be re-victimized.
Most of that would be best addressed by dealing with alcoholism, because most of the cause of domestic violence is alcohol related.
It's strongly related.
Yes, and so we're not looking at the proper causes.
But it's not just looking at alcoholism.
It's 50% of violent crimes are a consequence of alcohol intoxication, so it's a huge contributor.
Of course, how the police behave, how the courts behave is surely also part of that.
Perhaps.
Okay. I wonder whether this is an example of something else that people criticise you for, that in talking about Me Too and talking about victims and allegations of rape and so on, you've moved the debate to an extreme. There are false accusations, but that's not a very useful, is that a very useful place really to have the argument?
I don't think I have moved the debate there. What I've done mostly is to tell men that they should act honorably in relationship to their sexual relationships with women, and I'm quite a traditionalist in that manner. And so I think that the best way to regulate sexual behavior in general is to return to or to value long-term committed monogamous relationships, and that's basically the fundamental solution.
And you have argued that.
And it has very little to do with Me Too, and I haven't commented much about Me Too in general.
But when you do, and when you have, there's a subtext which is a completely different message that you send to people. It sends signals that women are liars, that men's sexual behaviour isn't offensive, is never offensive, that it's a plot. Those messages are carried as subtexts.
What evidence do you have that that's the sort of thing that I've put forward? I've said almost nothing about Me Too, except for the danger of believing the victim automatically, and that's obviously a danger. So I have nothing against the Me Too movement, apart from the fact that it has the proclivity to go too far, like most spontaneous mob movements.
Yes, but defining it as the movement that goes too far is doing that.
That goes too far.
Yes, but that's why settle on that as the definition of the Me Too movement rather than something. Well, okay.